Trigger kit revolve around being on the field for a few seconds, hold basic, EX or ultimate and switching to another agent. Additional ability can be activated by attacker or through the same attribute, enhancing trigger daze effect when the crit rate exceeds 40%. So, for the max additional ability buff, we need to build trigger 90% at least. If you be skipping her signature weapon, this will be almost impossible to reach. How many crit rate rolls do we need? 24% crit rate on the slot 4, assuming most builds will choose 4-piece Shadow Harmony, that's another 12. Without trigger weapon, we need 21 rolls for crit rate if we want to reach max days from additional ability. We could use attacker Wenjin for a crit rate, but your S-rank stun Wenjin should be better. And this is what makes Trigger nice. Her core passive increase damage multiplier during stun window or outside. It's only for 5 seconds, but as soon as we attack, trigger her off-field aftershock damage at least once every 3 seconds. So this buff will stay forever as soon as we keep attacking. So how trigger work? Once we enter combat, trigger has an empty purge bar. So we enter sniper stance, or you could call Nika stance, shoot 4 times and our job is done with the trigger. Very cool feature, during the stance we have auto dodge with 8 seconds cooldown. We can change position left, right or back, and each hit gains 25 purge points, so we need to shoot only 4 times. Once we release hold button, trigger will perform finishing move and trigger quick assist to previous character, that should be our DPS agent. And now thanks to trigger we can launch her off-field basic attack. When trigger is off-field, any agent basic attacks, dodge counter or assist will trigger off-field damage, and this count as an aftershock damage. If we do stronger attacks like a parry, EX or ultimate, trigger will launch stronger off-field damage, and this count as an aftershock damage as well. Both attacks consume purge points, and with the full bar we can easily use trigger for longer than 20 seconds off-field aftershock damage. Moving on to her special attack, after EX, trigger enter coordinated support stance for 8 seconds. After ultimate, it's 12. In this state, any attacks trigger off-field basic attacks, but this time no cooldown restriction and no consuming purge. TLDR, trigger kit revolves around being on the field for a few seconds, getting purge points and swap to DPS agent, and only swap back to refill purge bar or when EX or ultimate is ready. And for the rest, she will remain active as an off-field stunner, dealing aftershock damage and increased stun damage to the target. Moving on, for the skills, first we need to increase core and then basic to enhance off-field damage. Second, ultimate, skill and assist. Since trigger will remain most of the time off-field, then you can save your materials and leave dodge low level. Next, standard set should be 4-piece Shadow Harmony and 2-piece Shockstar to boost aftershock damage and get that extra crit rate to boost daze effect from additional ability. We can also sacrifice trigger personal daze and damage and pick 4-piece Swinjas, that could be maybe double stun team or 4-piece Astro Voice to boost your crit damage team. Slot 6 impact, slot 4 no question, we need that crit rate, and slot 5 could be electric damage or attack, or as a third option, pen ratio. Trigger Seek, this is the first Wenjin that give crit rate instead of impact. For special effect, reduce target defense after aftershock damage, so this will have 100% uptime as soon as we attack the target, and when this effect is triggered, we gain stacks that increase trigger impact, plus even more impact if we collect 3 stacks. For other option, lighter 6 easy to maintain stacks because repeated triggers reset duration. Very important for trigger, but it's recommended for ice or fire team. Standard weapon Restrain should be very good option for trigger. This will boost her off-field basic attack, damage and days. Chinisik. Her off-field normal basic attacks do 2 hits, special normal attacks do 4 hits. Duration of each stack is calculated separately, so not sure we can maintain 15 stacks for 20% bonus team damage. Hellfire, why not? Good option since trigger will remain most of the time off-field. And for free-to-play option, Steam Owen or Fossilized Core. For teams, this should be the most popular team, NB to boost aftershock damage for trigger and trigger boost damage multiplier for NB, and thanks to trigger we can easily enjoy NB on the field. And right now our best support is Astra. Thanks to trigger, this is the first stun agent who spent most of the time off-field, and this is amazing for any other DPS who want to be on the field. Technically, trigger can fit in almost any team, even Anomaly, why not? But what about Harumasa team? I do love Harumasa and he carry us lately a lot in Deadly Assault. He does great damage during stun window, but I don't see him well playing on the field. You know, I would prefer play Korin, Billy or Nekomata on the field than Harumasa. Once again, I think trigger will be hype agent for sure. This is the first limited stunner who can deal damage and days off-field, and we can enjoy more often our favorite DPS on the field. I bet some players would love to keep trigger on the field for good reason, me myself, but this is not how she works. If we keep her on the field, then we cannot trigger off-field basic attacks. It is how it is, and let me know if you pulling trigger or you skipping. 100% I'm pulling her for my DPS account, but for Anomaly I will see after release. Let me know your thoughts about trigger. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya!